everybody. Welcome to our inaugural and first podcast for Nihome Studios. Woo! I am the leader of Nihome Studios. We're here with fellow members of our great team, and today we're going to be doing our first podcast. We're going to be talking about some fun stuff, and we're going to be talking about what we're doing as a studio and what we have coming up. So, before I do that, I'd just like to let everyone here right now introduce themselves. I am Tony. I founded this group exactly 20 days ago, actually, and we have grown substantially in those short 20 days. We have we had 40 members. Now we have around 26 members, and all of us have different jobs, different roles in creating manga, visual novels, light novels, and eventually our biggest project is going to be an anime. Yeah. My specific role in the group is leader. I also do some writing. I also do some art. Tried my hand at voice acting, but I'm not that great at it. But other than that, I'm just here for everybody and trying to make this group something big.
Okay, I'm Jacky. I do nothing right now.
I'm not so sure that's true, though. You do a lot. You're on Skype all the time, talking and coming up with ideas. You do that. You're a brainstormer.
I play League most of the time.
Great description.
Okay, very descriptive.
All right.
Jay, you want to go next?
Yeah. I'm Jay. I am a voice actor, a writer. I also do a few other smaller jobs as well, such as music and such. But I'm also a project supervisor, specifically for Team 3. Team 3 for life, go White Silence. We're currently working on a manga called Decline, which we've been making some really good progress in. Very happy about that. It's going to be, hopefully something will come out this year. I'm very positive right now.
Yes, absolutely. Something will come out this year. Something will be coming out next month. So that's good stuff.
Word. Let's do it.
Kayla, you want to go next?
Sure, that's fine. My name is Kayla. I am a voice actor for the group. Other than that, I don't really do too much. But I did help with the group in booking a fan table through another con, and we're going to be bringing some stuff to you guys.
Exactly. Yep. She
Awesome.
She got us a table at Comic-Con this February 27th through March 1st, and we're going to be there, and we're going to be rocking your world. Okay, so who wants to go next?
I guess it'd be me then. I'm Pogs. Okay. I'm the composer of the group. I've written some of the songs, but yet to be recorded. Other than that, not much.
He has a fantastic accent. That's how you'll recognize him in this podcast. So, Clay, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Clay. I'm a writer. I help with ideas. That's about it.
Listen to how enthused he is. Yeah, I guess I could. I don't know.
I'm on a turn. Don't hate on me.
Now, Munchiezz is here, right? Is she in the chat right now?
Yes.
Okay, you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Munchiezz, and I do art and animation, and that's kind of all.
In terms of anime, that's not like all. We need that anime.
Yeah, that's the most important.
Yeah, but it's like we need animators.
Yeah, that's... So is that everybody?
I think
At
so.
the current moment, I think. Yeah.
Should be.
All right, so now that everybody's introduced himself, I guess I should talk about what it is what we're doing as a group in a studio and what we're going to be doing as a group in a studio. Originally, we were Crunch Time. We were working toward creating solely an anime, and that was basically everybody's focus. But as time went on, we realized that we needed to crawl before we could walk, and that we needed to make smaller things and then build our way up to making something as big and difficult as an anime. So we broke off into teams to start creating mangas, something that we're still doing. We have 3 different teams working on 3 different mangas. As Jay had mentioned before, we have Team 3 with Decline, and we have Team 1, me, myself, and Dylan are going to be creating a very interesting, almost medieval manga that does not have a title yet, and I'm not quite sure what Team 2 is doing, but I'm sure that they're going to be doing something very soon.
Hopefully, one can hope. That's
On top of all that, we're working on our first practice visual novel, Super Moe Zombie Time, which is basically a short visual novel of two people who get trapped at an idol convention and get eaten to death by members of AKB48. And
good fun. Good fun.
yeah, so if you're into that sort of thing,
this is awesome.
You need to play that game. And as we mentioned before, our biggest project coming up right now is preparing for Comic-Con, which is in Birmingham, Alabama, February 27th to March 1st. We have a few things going for that. We're going to be... we have two writers that are working on possibly releasing a light novel that would be in continuation with our major visual novel and the manga that would precede it. And we have two writers. All of our writers work together. We came up with a plot. We came up with a storyline. But they're going to be the two head writers, and they're going to fix everything up and make sure everything is what it's supposed to be and take care of all that.
Yeah, it's like me and Luke, right? That's
right. Yep. Our other writer is Luke. And then on top of that, on the writing front, we have all of our writers are going to be writing short stories, which are going to be available for digital reading on the popular reading app Wattpad. We're going to have our own Nihome Studios account where we're going to have all of our writers' stuff broken up into each person's different story where you could just read it and hopefully enjoy all that. Also, at the convention, we're going to have concept art for the manga for Team 3, I believe, and we're also going to have...
in the background.
Yeah. Dogs are awesome.
Wants to be a part of the podcast. I can't blame him.
There you go, yeah. And to finish that thought, we're going to have concept art for our visual novel, which is tentatively titled, what is it, Kyo Genesis, right?
That's the working title right now. We've been debating back and forth, but so far as I know, that's the title.
Right. So, and the dog agrees. So basically,
very popular.
I think that's my dog.
So basically, that's pretty much everything that we have going on as a studio right now, product-wise. We have a lot of people working very hard to create all these things. We have, as we said before, and as you probably heard in the introductions, we have a lot of different ranks and groups of what everyone is doing. We have writers, we have artists, we have voice actors, and we don't have many of them, but we do have animators who are going to be helping us with creating the visual novel and the anime when the time comes. So we got a lot of people working hard here.
One thing we should probably mention is also that we're going to be starting a series of videos, just short comedic ones that we're still working on it, but generally we're going to try to get everybody involved and get something constant out there so people aren't just constantly waiting for stuff to come out. We'll have something to kind of distract, I guess would be the word at the time. So exactly. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, basically, to keep everyone doing something and to keep everybody having fun with this, we have different social media things going on. Like Jay had mentioned, we're going to have short comedic videos that are going to be put up on YouTube featuring the members of our group. And then we also have Twitter. We have an Instagram. We have a YouTube. All of them are under the name Nihome Studios, so if anybody wants to go check those out, definitely go ahead and check those out and subscribe and follow us. We are regulars on Plug DJ. We spend time playing some serious, some not so serious songs.
It just gets crazy.
Yeah, it gets crazy. It's like a Miami nightclub past 12 o'clock. Just gets crazy.
It's more past 5 o'clock when no one really wants to be there and there's trash all over the floor and there's a 10-hour song going.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, is this song ever going to end? And there's always that one guy who's still dancing. It's like, how does he still have energy to keep going? But yeah, we have a lot of fun on that. We also are regulars on OS, which is that rhythmic Vocaloid game.
I wouldn't call us regulars.
Yeah, well, we should become regulars because we do play enough, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at it.
I'm
terrible
amazing.
at it.
Just saying.
Yeah, there you go.
That's when it's the most fun, when you're terrible at it, and everybody's
Yeah.
terrible at it.
right.
I'm not.
Like the Attack
Uh-huh.
on Titan game.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing we play, the Attack on Titan tribute game, which, me personally, I can't figure out how to play that game. I just end up running forward and grappling onto the buildings and just falling off the buildings and then running again and grappling back up. You know? Doesn't really
Yeah,
work out.
I always find myself, like, jettisoning into a Titan's mouth. I'll grapple and I'll try to aim for the face so I can get the eyes, but then they just open their mouth as I'm coming by and just eat me. That's how
Let's
I
put it
usually
this way.
play.
Let's put it this way. If we went to sign up for the Survey Corps, they'd be like, go home. We don't need
Yeah,
you.
just seriously. I'm like, we need all the people we can get. We don't need you. That's
Right. They're like, honestly, I think we'd rather take the chance of humanity dying than ever letting you actually take part in any sort of soldier activity. So, go home. What other games do we play? Well, I mentioned Plug DJ, Attack on Titan, OS. That's pretty much it. Unless
I'd
I'm
love
missing.
to see this group in a game of Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
used to play that game. Yeah, pretty fun game. But considering that most of our members are not very
Oh, that's
mature or adult yet, might be a little difficult.
Be mature.
Most of our older members are the unmature ones.
That is also true.
Yeah. So, now that we've mentioned basically pretty much everything that we're doing and everything that we do as a group, we're going to talk about some different topics that everybody could jump on in and chime into. As our slogan is obviously for the fans, by the fans, we're all fans of anime, we're all fans of manga, we're all fans of video games, and I guess we'll just go around talking about what is the last anime that you finished.
Oh god,
Once you started off,
That I finished?
that's a tough question.
that you finished, right?
Oh goodness, okay. Well, you have to realize I finish like at least an anime a day. So,
That's dedication.
Oh no.
I guess the last one I finished would be Kimi ni Todoke.
What is that about?
It's just more of a slice of life series. It's about a girl in school who kind of looks like the girl from The Ring.
Okay.
So she gets picked on a lot during her life, and she finally meets these people who realize that she's not some terrifying, I don't know.
Girl that comes out of her screen and kills you in 7 days?
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's
So,
kind of one of
did
the
you-
don't judge a book by its cover stories.
Pretty much. I mean, it was a really, really good story. I didn't really like the second season as much as I liked the first season. They kind of just, I don't know, it felt like they added a bunch of drama to it just to kind of drag it out.
Got to make that money.
Yeah.
That's
Very
spread it
true.
as long as they can. That happens with a few series, sadly.
Yeah, very true. Jay, what was the
Uh,
last anime you finished?
The last one, because like I'm in the middle. I hardly finish one because I always start a new one. But I think the last one I legitly finished, most recently, was Welcome to the NHK, which I thought was fantastic, about a paranoid shut-in
Right.
who, I don't know, they kind of hint at him being schizophrenic, but they don't really ever pull out and say it. Apparently it's based on some kind of novel, so I'll eventually read that. But
Right.
it's actually a very good show. He kind of tries to find ways to get over his introverted lifestyle that he's developed with the help of some other people, like his neighbor, who he finds out is a former classmate or mate of his. Also, some young girl who lives across the city from him. Ends up talking to him and trying to help him out. It's actually a very good show. Very intense, very funny. It kind of spans from comedic to insanely serious throughout, like, just a few episodes sometimes, but very solid, I think. It's got a great ending, and it doesn't give you exactly what you want, but I think that helps the story a lot. I was a very big fan of it.
Ah, very cool. Who wants to go next?
Clay, you can go first.
Okay. Does season count, or does it have to be the complete series?
No, it can be season because some of them aren't fully out.
Season.
You might have completed it.
Oh, okay. Then I finished season 1 of Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works.
I'm still on that. Don't spoil it for me, Clay.
I'll try not to. My lips are sealed. I enjoyed it for the most part, and I'm waiting for season 2.
Now let me just ask the question that everyone wants me to ask: Rin or Saber?
Saber.
Oh wow, okay. Gee.
Controversy up in the podcast. All right.
Well, I do enjoy watching that show. It's very good, and if anybody gets a chance, go back and watch Fate Zero because that ties right into Fate's Day Night.
I
have
love
yet
Fate
to see
Zero.
any of them. Everybody keeps telling me to check them out, and I eventually will, but I haven't seen any of that recently.
And if you're over the age of 18, play the first visual novel. If you're not over the age of 18, don't play the visual novel.
Still play it.
Of course, we got to corrupt the youth a little bit.
Yeah.
They'll look anyway, you know they will.
I guess I'll go next. The last anime that I completely finished was Sword Art Online 2. I thoroughly enjoyed the series. I really liked Season 1, Sword Art Online. But Sword Art Online 2 I liked just a little bit more because I think it seemed a little more diverse in what it was trying to do. A lot of people say that it kind of fell apart toward the end. It gets a little slower toward the end, and it gets a little different than what you're used to with that. If you were to go from the beginning of Season 1 to the end of Season 2 without seeing anything in between, you'd think it was a completely different show. But I think that's just a normal progression of any series, where if you have that many episodes, it starts to turn into something different.
Oh, right. Most shows end up doing that, especially if they have anything to say at all. Is that if by the end of it all, it shouldn't look like the same show. There should be that kind of say Act 2 twist that kind of changes the whole thing.
No, I'm going to say this: Sword Art Online has every single thing that you can find in an anime in it. I was thinking about this off the top of my head. It has swords. It has killing. It has video games. It has traps. It has lolis. It has Yuri. It has... What else am I missing? I mean, it has literally everything. It's like they...
Does it have tentacles?
It has tentacles, yeah.
It has tentacles.
Oh, it does as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, well,
So,
it
has everything. And a lot of people are like, it's poorly written or whatever. But, if you take it for what it's worth, it's just entertainment. It's just fun. And you don't sit around debating it like it's To Kill a Mockingbird or something. Have fun. But, you can find flaws in anything. But
right. Nothing's perfect.
Right. So who still has to say what anime they finished last?
I think we've got Munchiezz.
Munchiezz?
The last one I completely finished was Prisma Ilia. I'm not even going to attempt to say the first part because...
Fate Khalid?
Yes, I
Okay.
haven't watched any of the other Fate
Right.
series.
That's the only one I've seen.
It's not really a face. It's like a side story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really directed.
It's connected. It's in the same continuum. It's in the same sort of canon as the rest of them. Obviously with the magical girls. Did you like it?
Yep. Because of magical girls.
Yeah, magical girls are the best.
That's a great selling point all the time, every time.
Yeah. You're like, should I watch this anime? Has magical girls. I should watch this anime. That's usually my thought process.
So has anyone seen that new anime that just kind of came on Crunchyroll? It was it's about like magical boys, and it reminds me a lot of Sailor Moon. Like a lot. I watched the first episode, and I just
Earth Defense.
What's it
Earth
called?
Defense thing?
I can't remember what it's called. Dang it. Let's see.
There's a pink wombat, that's all I know.
Yeah, there's a pink wombat.
I have not seen this yet. I should probably.
It's really.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Is that Earth Defense thing? Has it finished?
It hasn't finished. I think it's only got a few episodes out. It's the Cute High Earth Defense
Yeah, that's
Club
what I thought.
Love.
That's
Oh,
what I thought.
you
That's
said it was
quite
like
the
Sailor.
name.
You said it was like Sailor Moon with guys, so I thought it was gonna be called Sailor Dude, not Sailor Moon.
Sailor dude.
Sailor Dude. I'd watch that.
I mean, really, if you watch the transformation sequences, it should pretty much be called Sailor Dude. Definitely.
Is there a cat?
There isn't a cat. They just have, like Munchiezz said, wombats.
Next
Really?
best
The
thing.
bear.
Pink
There you
fluffy
go.
wombats. Oh my god.
Is it any good?
No.
I'll take that as a no.
It's really hard for me to get into it because I feel like they're just really, really like ripping off Sailor Moon, and that's kind of my thing.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite anime of all time too, Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I love Sailor Moon so much that I have 2 Sailor Moon tattoos.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I got those, they'd be like, why does this guy have Sailor Moon tattooed on it?
Oh goodness, I've got one of them is of my favorite villain,
Who?
the Cassinian Blossom from I think it was Sailor Moon movie R, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've got just a big moon on my back.
There you go. I thought you
Nice.
would have had the wand maybe tattooed or something like that.
Well, you know,
Maybe-
everybody gets the one, but I really wanted to get stuff that not too many people had.
Right. There you go. Got to set yourself apart from the rest of the fans, right?
Right.
That's a good topic to talk about. How far would you go for your favorite anime?
Hmm.
I don't know, man. That's hard. I'm like, I could imagine getting like a Psycho-Pass tattoo somewhere, like maybe like a the
Zombie on your
number or
forehead or
whatever, like the hue and shit across
Yeah,
my
yeah.
arm, something like that.
Yeah, there you go. Or maybe get the what are they called again? I just watched this. I'm watching this every night. I forget what the gun is called. The Dominator, right? Or something.
Right, the Dominator.
That'd be cool.
That would
But
be kind of
just-
cool.
But how far would you go for your favorite anime? Like tattooing or something like that? Because I've always thought that getting a tattoo is something that should have some sort of meaning to you, or else it's completely meaningless to put it on your body permanently. And you know,
Right. I
people have
wouldn't
a lot
get
of.
one tribal tattoos or anything like that.
Oh,
I
no.
got those.
But
That's
I
a
mean,
tough question.
right.
I think most people end up just cosplaying or whatever. They end up spending the money there or whatever. But like it'd
Right.
probably be. I could see tattoos or whatever, especially for like Psychopaths or something. But I wouldn't like put it like where something like where it's super nose, probably on my bicep or something like that.
Right.
I think I've pretty much gone the most extreme with anime. I think that my life has already been taken over. So
I
it's
know that feeling.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
not taking over. It's dedication.
There you go.
I don't know about that. When I think about like all the combined money that I've spent on anime, on like my tattoos, on the conventions, I mean it's been well over about $2,000 or more.
All the pirators out there are like, money spent on anime. What?
And mine's probably around about 1,000. But
No, mine's only close to 100.
If
Wow.
I had money, I'd probably have spent it on conventions or something like that by now.
Yeah, conventions are very expensive.
Um,
Just getting those day passes to go in for one day are sometimes like close to $100, and it's
Well-
like you have to spend money when you get inside, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Still
well,
got the
the
hotels
best
and
news
everything.
about the convention that I'm going to kind of represent our group is for the whole weekend, since it's a smaller convention, it's actually put on by a college in Birmingham, like a
That's
group in the college. And their cost for the whole weekend is only $30 if you pre-register.
Wow,
Okay.
that's unheard of.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's not like they don't have really good voice actors coming. They've got, let's see, they've actually got Kirito from Sword Art Online, the English dub, voice actor.
Oh.
He's gonna be there,
I thought you meant the Japanese one. I was like, oh my god, how'd they get him?
right? No, and then last year at this con, they had the entire English dub Sailor Moon voice cast, and I thought that was just fantastic. So I was pretty happy about that. But this year,
that's pretty big, yeah.
yeah, and they also have like some really cool internet guests. They're gonna have the cast from Dragon Ball Z Abridged,
Oh, nice.
from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Little Karibo.
Yeah, Little Karibo. I've met him several times. He's such a cool dude. He's so funny.
I follow him on Twitter. He's it kind of gets depressed sometimes. I've noticed that. So that's just whatever. Everybody does that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, follow us, Nihome Studios.
Or
So, shameless plug.
So yeah, like I was saying, how far? I mean, because there's a certain line between fandom, and then there's a certain line between completely crossing the line into like obsession,
insanity.
Right.
Well, I think I you have to think sometimes that there has to be someone out there who is so like distraught and delusional that they
Right.
almost surround themselves with making themselves in the universe. Like they have to be at the
Right.
computer all the time. Like I'm inside this. I am a part
Right.
of this. They're all my friends and stuff. Like there has to be an actual insanity there. I have to think.
Right. I think that's a place where Sword Art Online can kind of be a little dangerous because Kirito doesn't really have friends outside of the game. If you think about it, all of his friends are
In the
you know,
game?
Right.
Yeah.
All of his friends are in the game, and then when he leaves the game, he has like 2 friends. It's like what? Don't take that at face value. That's not. I hope that's not what they were trying to say. But yeah, that's a good point to make. That people have to always be constantly. And I think that's just society nowadays, where people just have to be constantly connected to some sort of technology because it's just all around us at this point.
I was
One
actually
thing's-
True.
Go ahead.
I was actually talking with one of my friends about this the other day. Is I can remember a time where internet wasn't even like a thing I thought about. You know,
Right.
like there was a time where I didn't even care about being on, for days and days at a time. Like I wouldn't even think about it for weeks. But
Yeah.
now I'm on the internet at least for over 8 hours of every day.
Yeah, I
Right.
think that's pretty much the norm at this point.
Well, and I've talked about this to people before, and one of the things I think is that it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sure, people don't get out as much as they used to, like breathe the fresh air and whatnot. Though I live in Minnesota, there's no fresh air. There's just cold air, a bunch of it. But my point is that people nowadays, if I had to try to make friends with all the people around here, I'd hardly talk to anyone. But with the internet, you find more people you're connected to. I found a bigger group right here on
Right.
the internet with all you guys
Yeah.
than I have out there in the real world right now. Not saying that I don't have some, though I don't hang out
Right.
with them much at the moment.
Right.
Not, I have friends. Don't question me. Don't look at me like that. I have friends.
You
But
have
sure?
friends.
I'm just saying, it's not a terrible
Yep.
thing. You find more people you're connected to. You find things you're more interested in. You find communities. You work on stuff like we are right now. It's actually, I think it's
Exactly.
pretty mentally healthy, depending on what you do.
Right. I think there is a line that you have to make sure you don't cross when you're in that kind of like mentality where it's fine to have both, but it's also not okay to only have the one, which is I think what sometimes happens with people.
Right. Well, there's again, like I was saying with the anime thing, there's a point where it's a delusion, where you're kind of trapping yourself and you kind of getting into this world that doesn't really exist, and that's where you should really try to check yourself. I'm like, every once in a while, I'll go around on walks just so I'm not at the computer 24/7. And
Yeah, you
I
gotta.
think there's a point where people kind of like, where people do obsess about their communities. I was in this one. It was more pro wrestling based. I'm a pro wrestling fan. I don't know if that
Right.
makes me lame or not, but
No,
Did
not
we-
at all.
we talk and we were actually a pretty good community, pretty nice, pretty friendly community. But then like some drama hit or whatever, and it was weird. It kind of almost became this obsessive, hateful kind of focus for a while, and there was like points where I just like I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it would almost
You wanted
like
out of it
affect-
kind of thing?
what?
You wanted out of it kind of thing?
Well, I eventually got out of it because I just
Right.
this is stupid. But it almost like consumed some people in a weird way. It was like the people who are journalists, it almost sucked them in more. It's hard to describe, but there's definitely that level when it comes to an internet community where you have to check yourself and like, nope, this ain't worth it. This is kind of a mess, and I should step back. And I think as long as you're happy with the people you're talking to, and it's not like a delusion or anything like that, as long as you're enjoying yourself, I don't think it's too much of a problem. Maybe step away from the computer every once in a while. But again, I think a lot of people give it a bad reputation because they think it's going to destroy the youth or something, but I don't think that's the case.
And then
I
you also have
certainly
the
hope
creeps
not.
online.
Yeah,
That-
catfishers.
How the news media just attacks that and uses that to their advantage, and people believe everything the news says.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And well, and again, that comes with the bad the whole bad reputation deal. I think that a lot of people try to make it seem like the internet is filled with nothing but creeps. A lot of these weirdos, like from 4chan and whatnot, and that it's all like a bunch of sociopaths swimming the internet, and it's not. And again, that's another thing to check. There was a point where I was like super paranoid about people on the internet, and I wouldn't really get out of my general Facebook area or whatever, just because I didn't want to deal with it. But then I got over it. I got fucking over it and moved on and found out the internet's filled with wonderfully good crazy people.
Right. I'm afraid we shouldn't bad talk 4chan because who knows, they might actually hack us or something like that. DDoS us, maybe. Who knows?
Oh, God.
No. Here. I have a theory. And it goes like Ghost in the Shell. It's a standalone complex. All that anonymous stuff, there's no anonymous anymore. It's just a bunch of people who think they're anonymous. It's a random group of mishmashing, if you...
Right, I brought this up yesterday.
Complex.
Lizard Squad, you could buy their hacking material for $6.
Really?
Oh yeah, you told me that.
You can
Jesus.
hack. You could basically DDoS. I don't know how you actually say it. I hope I'm saying it correctly, or else I sound really stupid right now. You can DDoS.
Yeah, DDoS.
Any website for $6. And
Lame.
That's a pretty scary thing to think that there's like some like 12-year-olds out there that are like, oh, I have some money left over from when my mother gave me money for lunch. I guess I should go hack. I guess I should go hack CNN or something. You know, that's a pretty scary thought.
I'm kind of tired of the hacking community. At first, I didn't think all of them were bad. It's like a few apples. Bad apples ruin the bunch. But it's gotten so bad that, like, almost, again, like you said, almost anyone can go out there and hack something, and then, one, it'll be blamed on Anonymous or something like that. And
yeah, the guy's false mask will be there.
Right. God. But it really, I think it just gets so overblown in that everybody thinks they can solve their problems by hacking. You hear about, like, Gamergate and all that. You hear about all the photo hackings from the phones of those celebrities that happened a while ago.
iCloud. Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that, you know, it's that simple to get that kind of material to do such damage. I mean, you know, the website that we are all from, Crunchyroll, that they got hacked. They were down for about 2 days, but they were damaged for much longer than that, just from a single DDoSing. And it's hard to imagine.
Like the 502 error or something like that.
Right. It was really upsetting.
Right. It's hard to imagine what if it was a more important site where it was actually something that's vital to like society, and it was down for that long or having problems for that long. It's a crazy thing to think.
Facebook. That's important to a lot of people.
I said vital to society. I'm not sure.
You know, to some people, Facebook can be considered vital to their personal society, I suppose. Just kind of how Crunchyroll was for most of us, I'm sure. Because, I mean, I don't know if your guys' friends or whatever, but I have a ton of friends who can't go, like, over 2 hours without at least looking at Facebook.
Right, no, I've known a few of those people. And here's a thought, like, just to consider, too, in terms of vitalness. Like, imagine if the day after we decided to start this group, that there was the attacks and it went down 2 days, the group would have never gone off the ground.
Yeah, it would have stayed at four members, and then everyone would have come back like July and been like, "Oh, remember this place?" Yeah.
God.
But Yeah, like I was saying, it's just, I think that you notice that more and more the internet community is getting younger and younger, and that's something that's kind of crazy to think. Like when I was a kid, it was like you would go on these websites and you wouldn't think that you would find anyone who was like 12, 13, 14 or something like that. But now it's totally common to, and I think it's just accessibility has gotten a lot simpler for a lot of people.
Well, how many members of our group is like 14 or something right now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think
And
that's
it's
the most
perfectly
common
fine, yeah.
age.
Right, and it's perfectly fine if they're, because the internet's a free community for everybody to enjoy. But,
And we try to
I think
keep it
that,
safe for the most part.
right. Yeah, Kirk Cameron would like us. We're a family group. We're not dangerous.
Kirk Cameron. Yes, his opinion matters.
Hey, he
guy,
saved
right?
Christmas.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm thinking
Everybody has.
Everybody saved Christmas.
No,
Well,
it
Christmas.
was like a Grinch inside job where he took it away from everybody, then brought it back. Like, hey, everybody, and then like, get the fuck out of here, Kirk Cameron.
Wait, he was a guy in Family Guy that apparently he was playing all different actors. You ever seen that?
No, that was Fred Savage.
That was Fred Savage, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm getting. Oh well, '90s kid actors.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I'm
That's
getting
that's
mixed up,
the most
right?
part.
Yeah.
I think he was like
But-
in Happy Days or something.
No. He was Growing Pains, I think.
That's it.
Right, and Kirk Cameron was the Wonder Years, right?
Yeah, Wonder
The Wonder
Years.
Okay. Danny's
like
saying,
the
anybody hear about the Belfie stick? I don't know what that
I
is.
think you mean
Stick?
selfie.
I've heard of the selfie stick, but
Oh, I think
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
I'm kind of scared to ask.
Is it that little Dollar Tree store wand that has the picture of the girl cutting herself and the evil demonic laughter?
What?
Wow,
Well,
okay,
what's
I
this?
did not
Is
hear
that a
about
thing?
Oh,
Apparently
Well,
saying
I-
no. What the fuck? What is that?
I've got to look this up.
I think I can find it.
What Dollar Tree do you go to?
I have no idea what that is. It's like, yeah, we said we know what the selfie stick is. Like they sell that where you
Oh.
have like that 6-foot pole, and if you want to take a selfie of you and everybody in like your country kind of thing, like why do you need that? Just put
There
the
it
phone
is.
in front of you, click it.
Let's see.
It's a selfie stick that allows you to take pictures from behind.
The stick curves.
Oh, so you could be like one of those Instagram girls and have those pic. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
But since you were talking about Kirk Cameron and all of a sudden moving to the selfie stick, I got
Yeah.
confused. I like the transition in the subjects.
Yeah. I wonder if Kirk Cameron takes selfies with that selfie stick. I wonder. Maybe while he's saving Christmas. 2015's going places. Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, it's called the Evil Stick, but I linked it to the news article or video.
Right, yeah, I see the YouTube link right here. 2015. It's kind of crazy to think that we're in 2015. Like, does it feel weird to anybody else to say 2015? Like, does that seem like an excessive number to anybody?
No, it's just because you've been used to 2014.
I didn't really feel like that the year before that. Like, you think about it I don't know, it just feels almost like futuristic. That's a crazy word that someone's
Jay's
gonna bring.
internet died.
Oh no.
Oh, no. No, his exact words are, my internet is farting out. That's a good way of, yeah, there you go. That's a good way of putting when you have internet problems. Can you imagine, though, if the internet just went away for everybody? Like, we just had no internet for, like,
It would be doomed. The whole
What
world
would
go into
happen?
Chaos.
I wouldn't be
What
able
would
to
happen?
do my job.
I wouldn't be able
Really?
to do my classes online.
Me either. My
Yep.
entire job system is dependent on an internet website.
Right.
So there'd be no way, no possible way.
That'd be something
Like-
else, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So many everything, I should say, everything is connected to the internet, like money, the companies, jobs, applications. So I'm like, a lot of people wouldn't be able to get jobs in the first place. And just generally, if the internet went away, people would riot. People would generally throw stuff through windows. The fucking stores would be working fine, but people would still be throwing chairs through windows. Police would still be called, but everybody's like, it's the end of the fucking world.
Hashtag I'm rioting. I mean, can you imagine
Wait,
that?
Twitter's down. I can't send that. No!
Wait. Yeah,
No!
you'd see that if the internet went away, people would start taking things that we have only internet lingo, and they'd start using it in real life. Like, you'd be having a conversation with someone, and they'd be like, oh, man, me and Dave were down at the bar. We saw this guy. He was really drunk. LOL. Like, what are you talking about? You know?
Don't people already do that?
I think people do already do that.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
you got
people
it.
go
Really?
like lol.
People say,
I had a
oh,
friend
well.
Definitely do it for the lols.
Well, that's
I still-
different.
I still hear
Instead of
YOLO.
YOLO, that sort of thing.
Oh,
Ugh.
man. That's so 2010, honestly.
I think people would have legit withdrawal symptoms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or literally. Everything's literally something. Oh, man, this is literally crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, if it is crazy, it's literally crazy. Think about that.
It's hectic.
Didn't they, like the Oxford Dictionary or whatever, change, like add the definition of literally? Or
Did
so
they?
it's like fits how people use it now, which is not literally.
Well, I have a bit of a bone to pick with them because they've been adding a lot of really stupid words to the dictionary. Like
Yeah,
selfie.
YOLO was actually entered into the dictionary, if I remember right.
I mean, the word Oxford makes you think of very prestige, right? Makes you think of like these people sitting around, these like really well-read, well-educated people sitting around with like glasses and, you know, listening to classical music, and then they're like, well, which word should we put into the dictionary this year? How about YOLO? Like, doesn't make any
YOLO.
sense, right?
Oh,
I don't know why, but when I
is it
think
them
Oxford, I
that
think of
have...
Cal.
What?
got
I mean, if
quiet.
it's based off only popularity, it makes sense. But if it's based off them like choosing a word that they think is important to be included in the dictionary, it makes absolutely no sense at all.
Well, the whole idea is that that because language changes all the time and needs to progress, that they're trying to be ahead of the curve or whatever, thinking that YOLO will last. Which, like, fine, certain words will last that weren't originally here and only became popular because of the internet. But YOLO is not one of them. YOLO is specifically a trend, and I'm kind of sick of it spreading. I'm like, fine, use YOLO or whatever, say it, but do not add it to the dictionary.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I
Talking
always have
about
those jokes, like when
Yeah,
you come
talking-
YOLO.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're gonna jump off a bridge. YOLO. Yeah,
YOLO.
you will.
Or like some stuff, because again, only one life to live. I'm like fucking, like I'm going to put on my seatbelt, YOLO. Gotta wear my helmet, my knee pads, YOLO.
But talking about that same idea, I think we're all, as we're anime fans, talking about
Oh.
that idea of words that did not exist in a certain place and then do. I think a great place to talk about that sort of same idea is Japan, where they have a lot of English loan words that a lot of people, if you don't know the language, are going to probably think are a little weird. Like, why don't they just have their own word for it? It's because people say it so much that it starts to become daily occurrence.
Right. Like, there's actually a part of the government in France that's lone job is to keep American or English phrases from invading their, what's the word I'm
Right.
looking for? Nomenclature.
So they have
That may
to.
not be a bad
Their
idea.
job is to keep American words out of France.
Is English not
Basically,
American?
yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, I'm not sure how they do it. I'm like maybe some brainwash Big Brother type stuff, but like they have like just like 30 minutes on the TV. You will not say YOLO. You will not say
Subliminal
what
messaging.
up.
Yeah, but a lot of people think that it's kind of odd. Like the Japanese word for ice cream. What do you think the Japanese word for ice cream is?
Ice cream.
I have no idea.
Nice.
Aisakimu. That's what it is. Ice cream.
All right.
Is ice-
One of my friends was
On
talking
Baka.
about, because he studies Japanese language a lot, and he was talking about how in Japanese there are more, they do add words, but from other languages, but they kind of have like additional like syllables or whatever for them. I'm not sure exactly what they're called.
Right. Yeah, if it has to fit with the character. So if something ends with like an S or something, it's going to be S or something. And if it ends with RU, it's going to sound like you're saying with an LU kind of thing. So
Right.
that definitely is something to think about with, especially because we watch anime. I mean, it's kind of like a Rosetta Stone consistent thing.
Oh
for your-
wow.
You know?
Munchie has to go apparently. Bye, Munchie.
Bye, Munchie.
See ya.
Sayonara.
Aw.
So, what is a slang word that just really annoys you whenever you hear it or see it?
B.
Well, that's not YOLO. Because
I agree with Bay.
Something like someone had said legit before. That's something that really kind of annoys me. Or I'm trying to think of some other stuff like the whole idea of the selfie annoys me too. Like it doesn't really make any sense, and how it's just infiltrated everything, and everybody has to take one. That's a trend.
I hate selfies.
Yeah, they don't really make much sense.
The thing I don't quite get, like I understand the formation of a selfie. You hold your cell phone, click it, and you put it on Facebook. I just don't understand how it became like a its own thing. Like it became a singular thing. The selfie, it got a name and everything. That's
Right.
something I'm like, I don't mind the idea. I just don't get how it became a thing, a cultural quote unquote thing.
Right. If you think they're big here, you should see in South Korea. They were huge. They even have their own word for it, a selka. And
Selka?
they are, those selfie sticks that we were talking about, those are actually something that were made in Korea. Like those things, they created that because they take so many of those. And they needed something that they'd be able to take with groups and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting, I guess.
Well, as for slang terms that I'm kind of sick of, and maybe people will feel different, I hate the word swag. I am so tired of it now.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible one.
It's not even so much the word, because it comes from swagger, which was an Italian word, I believe. But it's what it's turned into. It's more of a fashion hate thing or whatever. I'm not exactly fully sure, but I'm so sick of the culture.
It's more of an image now, right?
Yeah.
It's more of an image now, I'd say.
It's kind of the new neo-tough guy kind of thing going on.
Right, yeah, no more Andrew Dice Clay, no more of the kind of stuff. It's not swag.
Oh!
Yeah. Right. That's what it's kind of turned into now. But, yeah. Is he still doing comedy, Andrew Dice Clay? I think he still is doing comedy.
He's doing small stuff. He mostly does the whole, like, bar circuit thing. He's not very big. Sometimes he appears on, like, interviews and such, but he doesn't do much anymore. They definitely won't give him work for the most part.
There are some really fantastic stand-up specials from the 80s that I think everybody should watch at some point. Like Eddie Murphy has two of them, Raw and Delirious. Those are great if you want to watch those. Like I watched it, and your throat will hurt afterward because you were laughing so much. Like that was before he was Donkey and all that kind of stuff. Like when he was still a serious comedian. But
like he was pretty funny. I'm just not a big fan of Eddie Murphy, especially now. I don't know how he still has work. After Pluto Nash bombed so terribly, I was surprised that anyone wanted to...
He's been in a lot of terrible movies, honestly. I mean, he must never look at reviews or, like, listen to critics. Because, I mean, if I were him, at this point, I'd be like, I never want to act again. Because they have just based him so much.
Did you ever hear about how much Pluto Nash made in theaters?
How much?
It was like so with a budget of $100 million for Pluto Nash, and usually to be a success you have to double that in the box office. It only made, out of $100 million, it only made $7 million in theaters.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, is that more or less than Dragon Ball Z movie?
I have no idea, but I went to see that in theaters, funny enough.
Yeah, I would not ever watch that movie. Even if my life depended on it, I would never watch that movie.
It was so bad. What was Goku doing in high school?
Yeah, it's like the slice of life Dragon Ball Z. Like,
Oh,
oh,
See some
How did the live action Avatar?
oh,
I
I don't
God.
even want to watch that.
I hate
Yeah.
Shyamalan, so I never saw it. I heard it's terrible.
Yeah, basically, anytime that you try to take that kind of stuff and try to make it with Hollywood, it's going to end up bad. Like,
Well, I mean, like,
really
there's
bad.
always a possibility that it won't be so bad. But
Well,
I'm like,
Ghost
they
in the
always give it
Shell.
to the wrong people.
Ghost in the Shell 2017. They're going to have Scarlett Johansson. They're going to have. That's pretty much all they've said at this point.
I don't. Okay, so I like Scarlett Johansson as an actress. I think she's talented. I really like Ghost in the Shell. It's one of my favorite animes. But those two together kind of make me angry. I
Well,
don't see
people are
Scarlett Johansson as a good fit.
Well, people are accusing them now of what's something that's called whitewashing, where it's taking these movies that you would usually have. Obviously, you'd have some sort of Asian actress,
Right.
and hiring a white woman to play this role, and it's seen as, well, you have to appeal to what many still wrongfully see as a predominantly white country like America, which is not the case anymore. There's
Right.
people of all different races. You don't have to make it only one. I think that you could make the movie with an Asian actress and it would do even better, honestly, because it doesn't matter. If people are going to see the movie, they're going to see the movie despite who's playing the lead role, like that.
Right.
Gender-wise, at least. I mean, if they suddenly got, like, I don't know, they got, like, Melissa McCarthy, I think people would be like, that'd be a little weird, but gender-wise or race-wise, it would still, it doesn't really make any difference.
Well, I'm like, if they were going to have to go with someone white, which, I don't know, studios do for some reason, like, I thought Mariska Hargitay, at least in, like, some mannerisms way, kind of similar, at least how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely see that because, yeah, I mean, she's fantastic. That's one of my favorite shows of all time, Law and Order SVU, and
Right.
yeah,
Well,
I could definitely see that.
I'm not going to say anything whether the movie's going to be bad, though I think it's going to be bad. I'm not going to really say anything until I know who's a part of the project, like which directors and writers and such, and then judge from there. I'm just hoping to God it's not like McG or M. Night Shyamalan or something stupid like that. I know that like Steven Spielberg is producing it.
Really?
Then there's a little bit of hope.
Yeah, just
Spielberg
a little bit though. Though he like produces like 100 things a year, so I'm not sure what kind of focus he's going to give on it.
His prime, if you ask me, honestly, it's not. It's not his. I mean, he's far past his best work, obviously.
Well, yeah, I agree. Like he's coming out with like some good movies. Like I heard Lincoln was pretty good, but in terms of like his creative like era or whatever, we're past the Saving Private Ryan and all that.
Can you imagine M. Night Shyamalan writing Lincoln? What would the twist at the end be? Lincoln gets up and beats John Wilkes Booth with a chair or something? Like, that would be the twist, right? No, Lincoln was just dreaming. Yeah, that'd be the twist. He never became president.
Inception.
Well, I've heard Shyamalan's coming out with a new movie, and there's a little bit of hope in it because it seems like he's going back to his roots of Sixth Sense.
I don't trust that.
People are hoping for.
What? Any idea what the plot is or whatever?
I don't know. All I know is the name. Remember hearing the name of it because I was watching a YouTube video about by Chris Stuckman, and he was talking about movies of 2015 that he was looking forward to.
Right.
I can't wait for the Avengers movies. That's one I'm really hyped for.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer, but I saw that it had like 14 million views within 2 days on YouTube, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty par for the course with Marvel now, because I think that right now Marvel is at like their most popular ever right now.
Right.
Like,
right.
They could release
the
like
trailer's so awesome. It's just I can't even describe it, dude. Like Ultron and everything is just so badass and creepy, and I think this is going to even be better than the first one, in my personal opinion.
I think that Marvel could release a movie about, like, I don't know, Tony Stark suddenly buys Oreos and has to fight like obesity or something, and people are like, "This is the best." Like, I mean,
I'd see it.
Stan Lee.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd see it.
Yeah, so
Like Stan Lee always has to make his cameo. Like I think that Stan Lee is going to die, and he's still going to be making his cameos in those Marvel movies. People are going to be like, he's going to be like the Tupac hologram. Like they're going to be like,
Yeah,
no,
right.
he's going to be in this movie. Like it has to be.
It's always weird when I see him cameo in a non
Right.
Marvel movie. Like apparently he does a cameo in Princess Diaries 2 for no reason.
What?
Absolutely.
Well, everybody knows that's a cinema classic.
Right.
I mean, that's gotta
He
be
is.
the
He's
best
just
movie of all
there,
time.
and you see him, and you're like, Stan Lee, what are you doing, man? You're a legend. Why are you here?
I think to troll everybody, they should have him make his cameo, and then like have like a web come out of nowhere, and just see like Spider-Man's foot come like flying past, like behind them, and then that's it. Like say nothing more. Like you didn't see that. Spider-Man was just not in this movie. Like I think that'd be cool if they wanted to start doing that.
Okay, speaking of Spider-Man and speaking of Marvel, they're going to be bringing in Spider-Man for the Marvel universe in Disney here soon, and they're going to be replacing Andrew Garfield. Who do you think should be the next Spider-Man?
I think they should go back to Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I would say that, but I think Toby might be a little too old, wouldn't he?
Well, my one
Either
problem
way.
with Tobey Maguire, he makes a great Peter Parker, but I don't quite believe him when he's Spider-Man and he's making all those witty quips or anything like that.
But
Like he's
Spider-Man
not bad,
2.
but I felt like he's
Spider-Man
not
2,
fully
such
there.
a great movie.
We
Like
need a
Spider-Man 2.
real geeky kind of actor for Spider-Man.
Well, and
Yeah.
what I think is, and yeah, because there was that thing on Twitter forever ago with Donald Glover. I think he'd make a perfect Spider-Man. He's great. He's got the nerdy kind of feel to him, but he's also very like quick-witted and such that it's believable. I think he'd make an awesome Spider-Man.
Why not make a compromise? Why not make a compromise? If people don't want him playing Peter Parker because he's black, why not make the compromise and make him Miles Morales, who is a black Spider-Man? Think about
See,
that.
that could work. I actually think that would be pretty interesting, and then we don't have to be like, oh, he's not white or something. Like it doesn't matter. It's
Right.
comic
Right.
book
As long as he can play
continuity.
the role. Right. As long as he can play. I think if I heard correctly, The Rock is going to be playing someone fairly soon in
Dwayne
Marvel.
Johnson. Oh god.
Dwayne Johnson, yeah, The Rock. He hasn't been The Rock in like 13 years, and still
No.
people call him The Rock.
Yeah.
Well, he appears on WWE as much as I don't want him to. He appears on WWE every once in a while, and he's The Rock there, but for the most part, he's Dwayne Johnson everywhere else at this point. Though I love
I like
in
to call him-
advertisements to label him The Rock in this movie. And God, I wish he'd
I think
stop.
everybody could agree that we should be calling him Tooth Fairy because that's his best movie that he has ever put out.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yes, Tooth Fairy, just Tooth Fairy from now on.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of Spider-Man, Attack on Spider-Man, Attack on Titan, and the Spider-Man crossover is going to be released.
Yeah, no, for the Marvel
comic
comics. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I might just have to go get my copy, put a fake mustache on, go back, get another copy, shave my head, go back, get another copy. Like, I have to get as many as I can. Like, that's to think that manga is going to be released like that is crazy. Just to show how far we've come in accepting that kind of stuff in this country. Because
Right.
Did anybody see the car commercial where they had the Titans?
yeah,
I
the
did
Subaru.
not. Where is that?
Yeah, the Subaru. It's being called Attack on Titans, the live action movie, the first trailer. But in reality, all it is just a car commercial with some Titans and like swinging their arms toward like a mountain.
Yeah,
But-
it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'll have
but
to check
I
this out.
saw the Titans and I was like, oh my god, they look so cool. Especially the last Titan they show, which
Yeah.
I think is supposed to be the Colossal Titan. That was super cool. Like, I just hope that if they release it here in the United States, it's not they don't like dub it or something with the stupid English dub voices that they always do all the time.
Have you guys heard the Sword Art Online dub?
No, I avoid that like the bubonic plague. I'm not
Have
going
you-
to touch that.
Have you played League of Legends?
Right?
He sounds
But
like a character from League of Legends, basically.
Does he?
Yeah,
Is it?
Kirito.
Because they do the same thing. I mean, voice actors aren't just, voice actors for anime.
I don't even know if they're the same. Like actor.
Right. Right.
Just
But that
real quick, back on Attack on Titans thing. One of my brothers got this weird thing. It's Attack on Titan Junior High. I'm not sure if any of you seen it.
Yeah. That I was reading a little bit of that. It's not that terrible, but it's a little weird because they're going.
I think it's awesome. This is the exact thing I've been kind of waiting for, to be honest. This kind of stuff.
The premise, if you don't know what the premise is now they're going to school with the Titans, and they're not enemies anymore. They're just going to school with the Titans. So, like, in the first few pages, a Titan drops their eraser, and it's like this humongous eraser just on the ground, and Eren is like, I hate all these Titans dropping their erasers everywhere. It's like, it's weird.
A time the bullies.
Yeah, definitely. I could see the Titans probably being bullies. Maybe, if not the Titans, Levi is definitely a bully. I could see him. He's just kind of like the guy that kind of stands there as you're getting like face put into a toilet, and looks at you. That look that he has.
He'd be the janitor.
Yeah, the janitor. Yeah. 2016 is Attack on Titan season 2, and
woo! I cannot wait.
And it's been officially confirmed. I think July 2016, if I'm not mistaken, something along those lines. Definitely summer of 2016. Because I can't imagine. I'm gonna have to probably take a guess that Crunchyroll, if they pick up the rights to Attack on Titan season 2, they're gonna have to make sure that their servers can handle like the entire globe's population going on at once.
Did you see it? Yeah, the servers crashed for me when I tried to watch the first episode of Sword Art Online too.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't even on at that time, but I heard that so many people wanted to see the first episode that But then you actually go.
I watched it like 40 minutes after it came out.
Yeah. If you try to watch it at the same time, you're not going to be able to get on. Like, the servers are not meant for that kind of multitude of people.
Great.
But a lot of people are excited about Attack on Titan. This is a good question now. What anime do you want to see a season 2 of that has not had a season 2 yet?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Does it have to be season 2 or can it be season 3?
I think we should specifically make it a season 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I already had one for season 3.
Well, what's your season 3 one?
Spice and
Danny's
Wolf.
got a good one. Mayo Chicky.
Spice and
That's
Wolf.
a pretty good one.
I still need to watch Spice and Wolf. I heard it's pretty good, though.
Danny's saying, Mayo Chiki, I've never heard of that one.
Oh yeah,
High School
I've watched
Dead.
I've watched that.
High School of the Dead.
They need to finish season 1, to be honest.
Definitely.
I mean, it takes forever to draw those boobs, doesn't it?
I mean, that entire anime was just fan service.
It
Like-
basically
I've never
was.
seen that.
That's kind of what I hated about it.
Yeah, it's like, you want a plot? No. Booby.
Boobs.
At least it's honest about it. Like,
Yeah.
the one thing I hate is when you see one, and it looks like it could be anything, a slice of life or whatever, but then it just immediately attacks you with fan service. Like, I knew what I was getting into when me and my friends started watching Girls Bravo. That was quite an interesting experience, but there was like a few other ones. Like, it's got a little fan service, but it's actually a weird, and I kind of like it, anime like Abunubashi Magical Shopping Arcade.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know if anyone here has seen that, but it's such a
I've heard of it,
weird
yeah.
show. It's such a weird show, and it's got like a good amount of fan service and whatnot, but it's just so trippy. Like, these two kids, for some reason, unexplainedly, they just end up traveling into, like, I guess, different universes, kind of stream of consciousness, and they kind of explain it. It works through, like, some sort of secret old-time magic. It's actually not a terrible show. I really suggest it, especially if you're into those kind of mindfuck animes or whatever. It's got a good kind of comedy, and they're just like one of the last episodes. It's complete like ripping on the craziness of Americana and whatnot, and just I really suggest it if you get the chance to watch it.
Okay. We'll definitely take that, yeah. My personal anime that I think should have a season 2 definitely is, I don't know how many people have heard of it, but Outbreak Company. That is one of the best anime that I've ever seen. Like that, it's a comedy about this kid from Japan who is enlisted by the Japanese government to go to this like this land where he has to bring otaku culture to the people, and that's his job. He is an otaku ambassador, where he has to take all these things and he teaches these. Yeah, it's
Otakuism.
yeah, basically. And it gets a little serious toward the end, which people kind of rag on it. Like, it goes from really, really lighthearted fun to, like, kind of serious.
How do you call it serious?
Well, I'd have to spoil it for everybody if I wanted to
Well,
tell
I
you.
don't really care.
I have it in my queue, but I don't have no idea when I'll get to it.
Well, let's just say it goes from you think he's doing one thing for the Japanese government, and then it turns into he's doing a whole different other thing for the Japanese government. Like, definitely a more sinister thing for the Japanese government. That's what I'm going to leave it at. So I don't spoil it for anybody. I see you guys just keep putting High School of the Dead links in the chat. I'm afraid to open it. What's going to come up? Did they had a video game for High School of the Dead, right?
I think so.
A couple of years ago?
Something.
Yeah.
Hasn't a season 2 been rumored for like past several years?
Yeah. I think Gabe Newell is the one that's probably behind it. If it keeps getting confirmed and then denied and then confirmed. Half-Life 3, guys. It's going to be confirmed sooner or later.
Half-Life 3, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in like the year 2012 or something like that. We just fucking finally have Half-Life 3 come out. 5,000 years in the future, it's gonna finally. We got to it, guys.
Yeah, but I can rag on Gabe Newell, but he owns Steam, obviously, and he's the one that's now making it available that Westerners can buy visual novels off of Steam. Something that if an American or someone from England wanted to buy a visual novel, it'd be nearly impossible to do that. But now he's hosting all of these, and it makes it a lot easier for people to get into those things, but makes it a lot easier for us to make things like that, because people aren't going to be like, whoa, what the hell is this? Like, they'll know what it is. So that's a good thing. Definitely not going to click those High School of the Dead links. I don't trust any of them. Because I've never seen the anime, but I've seen the manga cover, like, in stores and stuff.
Just fun stuff.
And I'm like, is that a manga or what is that? It's just like, I don't know, it's just like this greasy woman laying on the ground kind of thing. I'm like,
am I going to need a special bag when buying this so no one sees?
Yeah. Am I going to have to get an adult to help me bring this to the register?
When you buy it, they give you a bag, but it says "I love smut" on the side,
and they give you a strange look.
It says "Deviant, please follow."
I actually really liked High School of the Dead. I used to have a Psycho Wolf scroll it was like the scene, I think, where they're in like the shrine or something, and she's got the katana that's like shoved through, I
wasn't sure where that was going for a second. Like, oh.
Have you guys watched Rules?
I have not.
It's not
I've seen a
in
few
England.
episodes of it.
I've seen an abridged version of it by Gigic. That's about all I've seen of it.
I think it should just be called Rail Show, because there's not really much more to it at all. It's all fan service.
Yes.
I didn't see it. Well, I guess in the Idol episode there was a lot of fan service. Not really anywhere else.
There's more.
Generic harem. Yeah, that's true. Definitely. Anything else, Danny?
You know what show I think should get like a real season 2, not what they gave it, but a real season 2? And this might just be me, I don't know. Outlaw Star.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It was one of my favorites when I was growing up, when they played that stuff on Toonami or whatever. They had like a technical season 2, but it was completely unrelated people, unrelated ship or whatever. It was just kind of technically based in the same universe, I guess, but it didn't really count to me. And so I want a real season 2 of that, though it's been forever, so they may never do it.
Wait, what is it called?
Outlaw Star.
Oh, I thought you were saying Lucky Star. I'm like,
no.
Oh, Lucky Star was really good.
I was like,
I saw like an episode of that. Yeah, I still have to see more of that.
I used to know the little intro dance and everything. It was pretty fun.
Not the one that they're singing about in the OP. They're singing about wanting sausage. It sounds like they're singing about, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we're still a family
I can see that now.
podcast. Yeah, we're still a family podcast.
I think
not
we
a-
crossed that line a while ago.
But yeah, that's the problem, that a lot of anime gets a second season, but it's done pretty crappily. I think Jay will probably agree with me with this. I haven't even gotten to the second season yet, but Psycho Pass is a little bit different.
I have not seen the second season. I've heard people say it's not as good, but I still really want to see it because I love the first season so much, and so I'll give it a chance. But I have been
Right.
hearing that it hasn't been quite as good.
Well, they
I
just
still
released a
haven't
Psycho Pass
finished the
movie in
first
Japan.
season.
Oh, Psycho Pass?
Yeah, I still haven't finished it. I got started on it, but I have this problem with watching too many anime, so I forget when I don't finish one.
Right.
Oh, I have that, yeah.
Well, I try to keep it limited. I only watch like 3 at a time. Like right now, what I'm watching right now is Psycho Pass, Fate's Day Night, and Haikyuu, the volleyball anime.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people would be bored by it because 5 episodes are stretched over like one volleyball game. But I like
Wow.
it. It's
No,
It's
I
pretty
don't
good.
mind like sport anime, to be perfectly honest. I quite like the way they arrange it and everything. I find it
Right.
quite interesting.
I'm trying to get into
Right.
sports anime. I think the only one I've
Diamond.
seen was Bamboo Blade.
I
How
thought it
many
was
Right.
are
good,
there?
what, sports anime?
Yeah, because I don't see a lot. I've seen a few on my Crunchyroll, but that's like basically it.
I could think of a few. There's
Fuku's basketball.
I think it's called Eye Shield 21. That's the American football one.
Oh, yeah,
There's East Diamond. There's Baby Steps. There's
Don't
oh
they have Prince of Tennis too?
yeah, the best one is probably Kuroko no Basketball. That's the basketball anime, and
I've never seen pictures for it.
And they have Slam Dunk, don't they?
yeah, Slam Dunk is a
Yeah.
little older. If you can't get into older art, like the animation, you're probably not gonna like Slam Dunk. But
No, I struggled to
If
get
you
through
wanna
that one.
if you want to watch something that has newer art and is along the same lines of Slam Dunk, Kuroko no Basketball is a good one for that. It's not very new. I think it was made, 2007 or something like that? But
What?
It's, Kuroko no Basketball?
I'm pretty sure it was animated like 2012.
2012, right? Okay, so I was
Yeah,
way out
season
there.
2 starting this season.
okay. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. But
But speaking
Yeah.
of old anime, one of the things I really like doing on Crunchyroll is kind of searching back and finding like the oldest ones I can find. Like I'm currently watching like Galactic Express 999 or something like that. And I
Actually,
find this stuff awesome because it's either like really cheesy or oddly poetic or whatever. And it's just fun seeing all the old animations and somewhat terrible animations they have.
the oldest anime I think they have on Crunchyroll is actually a collection of like these Japanese animations from the 30s, even earlier.
Damn.
That are very reminiscent of like Betty Boop and that kind of stuff. And you could kind of see, like, it kind of looks like what Walt Disney would have made back then with like the like the dancing kind of stuff like that.
Right.
That's the
I'll
oldest.
have to check that out.
Yeah, I
that
don't remember the
sounds
name
fun.
of it, but yeah, sports anime is a bit of a difficult thing to get into because, like I said, they could stretch one game out over like 12 episodes kind of thing. Like one hitch takes up 30 minutes kind of thing.
God damn.
Like I think that's part of the reason why I'm struggling to get through Ace of the Diamond so much because it's like I'm gonna throw the ball now. No wait, monologue time. No wait,
Yeah,
better.
I must admit. The past few
Yeah.
episodes of that, I have been struggling.
Right, it could get a little difficult where you're like, okay, just throw the ball already.
It's just be over already.
Yeah, but Haikyuu doesn't really do that too much, except if they are going to do that, they use a very smart technique, a
Yeah.
timeout. They do that. They make them take
Oh,
a
wow.
timeout, and then they make them like, oh, okay, now we could talk for like 30 minutes, but who has a 30-minute timeout kind of thing? Like,
So speaking of older anime, I just checked on Hulu, and they actually have the 1963 version of Astro Boy.
Really?
Sweet.
That's awesome.
They also have Lupin the Third. I've seen that.
Nice.
yeah, I've never seen that one. I think as far back as I'll watch any anime is probably like the late 80s, early 90s stuff, like you start with Sailor Moon, obviously, and then you get into Dragon Ball Z, that kind of stuff. Like, I think the stuff that's survived the test of time, that's the only stuff that I really watch. Kayla's asking if anyone's seen Denki Guy. Yeah, I watched the first, 6 episodes of Denki Guy.
I've watched all of it.
I think I have it in my
forgot
queue.
about it. I kind of forgot about it, but I'll start watching it. It's funny.
It's
different.
hilarious. I thought it was really funny. It's about people working in basically a porn
A manga
shop.
show, yeah. Yeah. I think the
Wait,
funniest.
what?
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
Portrait might be putting it a bit.
I
What
mean,
is
guess
what's this
not.
called? Dinkai?
Dinky
Dinky
Guy.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I mean, technically, I guess it's not really a porn shop. It's
Yeah,
more,
it's more
like
Right.
dojinshi.
Like
Going to
one
see
of
it.
those-
Still gonna check it out. That sounds awesome.
It's really funny.
Yeah,
CNN would
it's a
say
funny.
porn. Good old CNN.
Yeah, Danny wrote porn shop. Interested. All right. Well, Pogs is saying we should probably wrap up the podcast. I guess I'll give the closing statements here of I was going to say our trial, but we're not on trial for anything here.
I plead the
The
fifth.
verdict's guilty either way, so
Yeah.
Your Honor, I am deeply sorry that I bought High School of the Dead manga without using a smut bag. I apologize to anyone
I'm
I
so
may have
sorry.
offended when I walked home with it, waving it through the air, yelling "Kawaii, kawaii."
Think of the children.
Well, it's been fun. Hopefully everybody enjoyed doing this first podcast for Nihome Studios. Like we said, we're going to be at Comic-Con February 27th to March 1st. And we're going to be releasing a ton of fun stuff. And we're going to be working hard to ensure that we don't make anything that sucks. So that's definitely a main priority for us.